not need an office. You can do this business right from the comfort of your own living room. Okay? That's why I have a couch here. The myths of office go right out the window. And then here's the other myths, that you have to have cash and credit because conventional wisdom says you have to have money for down payment and personally sign. But again, to footnote, make note, we're going after non-recourse, meaning that we're not personally signing. When you personally sign, that means recourse. We're going after non-recourse. The reason why I want you to write it down is because when we do our finding, we're going to go ahead and put in non-recourse. And when you put in non-recourse, when you're finding deals, that means that you do not have to personally sign. That's very, very important. There's also something called assumable, meaning instead of creating new debt, we can go in and assume existing debt that is non-recourse, that has good terms, that's not going to balloon, meaning pop, okay? It's got a long-term, good interest rate, assumable, non-recourse. Most people don't even think about that. They don't even think about that. And that's why I'm sharing this with you, because cash and credit, you do not need to have any of your own money or credit. I didn't say no money, no credit. I did not say that. I said none of your own money or credit, because the dynamics behind bringing forth deals, folks out there want to be a part of it. They do. And there's a bunch of people out there, and they pool money, they do syndications, private placement memorandums, blind pools, and the only way that I move forward is with accredited investors, and it's for a one-on-one for equity position, and they become an actual partner of the deal. So that's really, really important to understand the dynamics of that. When somebody's got ready capital, they're an accredited investor, they want to put the money into a deal, and they put the money into the deal and they get an equity stake in the project and cash flow. That's a good thing, right? It's a great thing. And these people that are out there, and there's no shortage of money. There never has been, there never will be. Mostly, there's shortage of great deals because people are not educated on what to look for, how to go about structuring the right terms, and moving forward and having the right exit strategies, because no exit, no money. And why? Why is that? Why do people get so hung up on commercial? Why does everybody feel that it's this big, huge monster? It's big, scary commercial. Why? Because they think of commercial, and they think of these big, huge buildings, and they think of themselves doing management. And that scares me too, because that's not what I'm doing. It's all about facilitating. If you just change your mindset for a moment and think about it and do a whole different light, just think about this. What about if you could look at property and say, okay, it's not so much the building I'm buying, it's the income stream. It's just the income stream. And that income stream equals the cash flow. Somebody said this before. That'd be me. It's exactly what we're looking for. This is it. With cash flowing properties, we're not so much buying the building as we are the income stream, and the income stream equals the cash flow. If you focus on that, in reality, it doesn't matter what the property looks like, the size of the property, what type of property it is, as long as it meets a certain criteria. And what that criteria is recession-proof property. It can't be a property that's got a risk play. If a property's got a risk play and all of a sudden residential goes in the toilet, then it starts to affect certain property types like shopping centers. Maybe people stop shopping because they're losing their house in a particular area. Maybe a certain area was so overbuilt with affordable housing that they put shopping centers next door to it and office retail, mom and pop stores. People lose their homes, and it's sad. But when they lose their homes or they're on the verge of losing them, then what happens? They stop shopping at these different centers. They stop eating at the pizzeria. They stop going and buying shoes at the little, mom and pop shoe store. So what I'm getting to is these shopping centers. They're in my eyes a risk play during a situation when the economy sucks. So what you want to do is focus on the recession-proof property types. And commercial property, this is what we want. Great terms. Absolutely. Why can't we get great terms? Look, if they're not willing to get great terms, chances are we don't even want the deal anyway. Do you understand the dynamics of the way I look at property? I look at property like this. I look at it and I say, okay, here's the good, here's the bad, and here's the ugly. Now, sell me on why I should get into this property. What about if this property was just handed to me for free? What about if I didn't have any debt service? What about if I didn't have to put down a deposit? What the heck am I going to do with it if they were to hand me the keys to the property? Do I even want it? I'm not so much worried about the leads coming through the door. What you do with the leads after they come through the door is what matters. That's the dynamics. That's why I sit there. That's why I encourage you to surround yourself around the individuals that understand the concepts and that can keep you going in the right direction. And that's why I'm here to help you get rich and here to share my strategies and techniques, because that's the way I look at property. What if it was just given to me? Just give me your property, hand it to me. Now, do I have an exit strategy to have the thing cash flow in the right amount of time with the least amount of risk? Then what I'm doing, if you can see what I'm doing, is I'm looking at the end, which is the exit strategy. Now I'm backing my way to the beginning. Okay, now I can do it. I can get the thing cash flowing. I see the advantages. This is a doctor. She's out of state. It's 40% occupied because the management company wasn't doing her right because she doesn't understand commercial real estate. There's a reason why management doesn't do you right if you don't do them right. No one's going to look after your baby, right, unless it's their own. So what? If you're buying the way we buy, can you go ahead and give a little slice to the management company? What do you think happens now when that management company has 2% or 5% of that project? Don't you think it changes the dynamics, the way they look at it? Now all of a sudden it matters how quickly they get that cash flow up. Now all of a sudden it matters that they stabilize the rents. Now all of a sudden it matters if somebody vandalizes a property. Now they're at that property each and every single week making sure that the landscaping is done. You see what I'm saying? Most people look at what is, not what could be. Most people are too fixated on the negative, not the positive. You got to think outside the box. We're creating a lot of opportunity. This is a wealth explosion. You guys are in the middle of a wealth bomb right now. This thing's going to explode. And you want to make sure that the dollars stick to you. And the way that you ensure that the dollars stick to you is that you continue to take action, get yourself educated, take the knowledge, and apply it. It's huge. And great discounts are a must. Once I know that I can get that thing, the exit strategy is in place, I know I can get a cash flow, now I back it up. Okay, now can I get great terms? Now if they're not willing to give me great terms, so what? Take your property, go away. Time and circumstances change everything, doesn't it? And if it's a deal, it's a deal, it's a deal. And you know what happens when that broker says, whoa, that guy's serious. Yeah. I'm serious about getting the deal done. I'm serious about getting the right terms. And it's all about the big discounts. And I tell them straight out. I say, look, the only way we're interested in getting this property is if we're paying nowhere near retail. If I'm going to come anywhere near retail and pay retail now, I'm not going to be giving you any money now. It'll be a joint venture, and you get money later. I'm not interested in retail property. And when we start calling, you're going to see these retail people, they're everywhere. And some people you're going to get along with and some people you're not. Some people you're going to mesh with, some people you're not. So what? So what?